Kabbalah, unraveling ancient wisdom and modern conspiracy theories. Welcome to an exploration into the intricate world of Kabbalah, an ancient tradition steeped in mystical thought and the often shadowy realm of conspiracy theories that have become intertwined with it. This journey aims to illuminate the profound wisdom of Kabbalah while critically examining the unfounded claims and speculations that have unfortunately come to define it for some. By delving into its historical roots, fundamental concepts, and evolution, we can then analyze the origins and nature of these conspiracy theories, ultimately distinguishing fact from fiction. We invite you to subscribe for more in-depth explorations of complex topics. Give this video a thumbs up if you find it informative, and share your thoughts and questions in the comments below. The origins of Kabbalah. The story of Kabbalah is not one of sudden creation, but rather a gradual unfolding from earlier streams of Jewish mystical thought. Long before the emergence of what we now recognize as Kabbalah, mystical elements were present within the Hebrew Bible itself, hinting at deeper, hidden meanings within the sacred texts. During the Second Temple period, which spanned from approximately 516 BCE to 70 CE, texts like the Book of Enoch began to explore celestial realms and angelic hierarchies, laying some of the groundwork for later mystical developments. This period also saw the rise of apocalyptic literature, which often contained esoteric visions and symbolic language. Following this era, early rabbinic literature, including the Talmud, while primarily focused on legal and ethical matters, also contained mystical traditions, most notably concerning the Merkava, the divine chariot described in the Book of Ezekiel. These early mystical explorations, focusing on visions of God's throne chariot, demonstrate that the impulse towards mystical understanding has deep roots within Jewish religious thought. The crystallization of Kabbalah as a distinct school of thought began to take shape in the 12th and 13th centuries, primarily in the Provence region of southern France, and then in Spain. This period witnessed the emergence of seminal texts that would come to define Kabbalistic thought. The Sefer Yetzirah, or Book of Creation, is a relatively early mystical text that explores the creation of the world through the 32 paths of wisdom, the 10 Sephirot, and the 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet. This text laid foundational concepts for later Kabbalists. Subsequently, in the late 13th century, the Zohar, or Book of Splendor, began to circulate. This complex and multifaceted work, presented as a mystical commentary on the Torah, became the cornerstone of Kabbalistic literature, profoundly influencing its development and interpretation for centuries to come. The emergence of these specific texts and their approximate time of origin provide tangible evidence of Kabbalah's historical development, allowing for a more grounded understanding of its beginnings. The intellectual environment in which Kabbalah developed was rich with diverse cultural and religious influences. While firmly rooted in Jewish biblical and rabbinic traditions, Kabbalists also engaged with the broader intellectual currents of their time. Scholars have noted parallels between certain Kabbalistic concepts and ideas found in Neoplatonic philosophy, particularly regarding the emanation of the divine from a singular ultimate source. Gnostic ideas, with their emphasis on esoteric knowledge and a hierarchical structure of reality, also appear to have had some influence. Furthermore, some scholars suggest possible interactions with early Christian mystical thought and even Sufism, the mystical branch of Islam, although these influences are often debated. It is important to understand that Kabbalists did not simply adopt these external ideas wholesale, but rather reinterpreted and integrated them within a Jewish theological framework. This interaction between Jewish thought and other philosophical and religious traditions during Kabbalah's formation highlights its intellectual dynamism and capacity for synthesis, suggesting a sophisticated intellectual tradition rather than a purely isolated phenomenon. The core pillars, fundamental concepts of Kabbalah. At the heart of Kabbalistic thought lies the concept of Ein Sof, often translated as the infinite. This represents the ultimate, unknowable, and unmanifest divine reality, existing beyond all human comprehension and categorization. Kabbalists describe Ein Sof as that which has no end, emphasizing its infinite and boundless nature, beyond any attributes we can ascribe to it. It is the absolute source of all existence, yet utterly transcendent and beyond human grasp. Understanding Ein Sof as the starting point of Kabbalistic cosmology is crucial, as it sets the stage for how the finite world emanates from this infinite source. From the unmanifest Ein Sof emerge the Sephirot, 10 interconnected attributes or emanations through which the divine becomes manifest and interacts with the created world. These Sephirot can be visualized as interconnected vessels or channels through which the divine light flows, each representing a different facet of God's interaction with creation. They are often depicted as a hierarchical structure known as the Tree of Life. The Sephirot include Keter, crown, representing the divine will; Chokmah, wisdom, the first thought or flash of intellect; Bina, understanding, the development and structuring of that thought; Chesed, loving kindness, divine grace and generosity; Gevurah, severity, divine judgment and limitation; Tiferet, beauty, harmony, the central point of balance and integration; Netzach, victory, endurance and outward expression; Hod, splendor, receptivity and inward reflection; Yesod, foundation, the channel that transmits divine energy to the final Sephirah; and Malkut, kingdom, the manifestation of the divine in the physical world. The Sephirot are central to understanding the Kabbalistic worldview and how the divine permeates all of existence. Another fundamental aspect of Kabbalah is the profound significance attributed to the Hebrew language. Kabbalists believe that Hebrew, being the language in which the Torah was written, is not merely a collection of arbitrary symbols, but possesses inherent spiritual power. They see the letters themselves as embodying divine energies and possessing mystical significance. This belief leads to the practice of gematria, which involves assigning numerical values to Hebrew letters and words. In Kabbalah, the numerical value of the Hebrew letters in a word is believed to hold symbolic significance, revealing deeper layers of meaning in the text and uncovering hidden connections within the divine plan. Gematria is employed as a complex hermeneutical tool within a specific religious context to interpret sacred texts and gain insights into the nature of reality. A journey through time, the evolution and schools of Kabbalah. As mentioned earlier, the initial stages of Kabbalah in the 12th and 13th centuries in Provence and Spain saw the emergence of foundational texts like the Sefer Yetzirah and the early layers of the Zohar. These early expressions focused primarily on cosmology, attempting to understand the creation of the universe and the nature of the divine through mystical lenses. The period from the late 13th to the 15th century is often considered the golden age of the Zohar. During this time, Zoharic literature flourished and its influence spread widely. The Zohar presents itself as a mystical commentary on the Torah, filled with allegories, parables, and profound insights into the hidden dimensions of reality. It delves into a wide range of topics, including the nature of the soul, the structure of the cosmos, and the mystical significance of biblical narratives, contributing to the development of more intricate Kabbalistic symbolism. A major turning point in the history of Kabbalah occurred in the 16th century with the emergence of Lurianic Kabbalah, named after Rabbi Isaac Luria, who lived in Safed in the Ottoman Empire. Luria's teachings introduced radical new concepts that profoundly reshaped Kabbalistic thought. These included Tzimtzum, the idea of a divine self-contraction to create space for the universe; Shevirat HaKalim, the breaking of the primordial vessels that contained the divine light, resulting in the scattering of sparks of divinity; and Tikkun Olam, the concept of humanity's role in repairing the cosmos by gathering these scattered sparks. Lurianic Kabbalah shifted the focus towards themes of exile, redemption, and the active participation of humans in the cosmic process of restoration. In the 18th century, Hasidic Judaism arose in Eastern Europe as a popular mystical movement deeply rooted in Kabbalistic principles, particularly those of Lurianic Kabbalah. Hasidism emphasized the immanence of God in all things and promoted a more emotional and experiential approach to Jewish spirituality, drawing heavily on Kabbalistic concepts. It stressed the importance of joy, devotion, and the guidance of the tzaddik, a righteous leader or rebbe, making Kabbalistic ideas more accessible to a wider Jewish audience. Today, Kabbalah continues to be studied and practiced in various ways. Within traditional Jewish communities, it remains an important aspect of mystical inquiry. Additionally, in more recent times, Kabbalah has garnered interest in broader spiritual contexts, with various interpretations and applications emerging outside of traditional Judaism. Shadows of Doubt, exploring the landscape of Kabbalah conspiracy theories. The esoteric nature and rich symbolism of Kabbalah have unfortunately made it a target for various conspiracy theories. Recurring themes in these theories often involve the notion of secret societies, such as the Freemasons or the Illuminati, secretly manipulating world events using supposed Kabbalistic knowledge. These theories frequently posit connections between Kabbalah and powerful figures in politics, finance, and entertainment, suggesting a hidden cabal operating behind the scenes. Another common element is the idea that Kabbalistic symbols and numerology are being used to encode hidden messages and agendas within global events or cultural products. Some of the more extreme theories even allege links between Kabbalah and occult practices or dark magic. Specific examples of these conspiracy theories abound. One prevalent idea is that Kabbalah serves as the hidden doctrine underpinning various secret societies, providing them with esoteric knowledge and power to control the world. Claims also surface that world leaders or influential individuals are secretly practicing Kabbalists and using its principles for nefarious purposes. Furthermore, some interpretations of global events through a Kabbalistic numerological lens suggest that major occurrences are pre-planned or even orchestrated based on hidden numerical codes derived from Kabbalistic sources. It is important to note how these Kabbalah-related conspiracy theories often intersect with other popular conspiracy narratives, such as those involving global elites and hidden agendas, forming a complex web of interconnected suspicions. Tracing the whispers, origins, and spread of conspiracy theories. The emergence of conspiracy theories surrounding Kabbalah is not a recent phenomenon and has roots in various historical factors. The long history of anti-Semitism, which has often associated Jewish people with secret power and malevolent intentions, provides a fertile ground for such theories. Throughout history, marginalized groups and esoteric traditions have often been scapegoated and accused of secret plots. The allure of secret knowledge and the belief in hidden influence also contribute to the appeal of these narratives, as they offer seemingly simple explanations for complex and often unsettling events. Periods of social and political upheaval tend to breed distrust and suspicion, making people more receptive to conspiratorial interpretations of events. In the modern era, the internet and social media have significantly amplified the reach and speed of dissemination of these conspiracy theories. The anonymity and rapid dissemination capabilities of the internet have significantly accelerated the spread of Kabbalah-related conspiracy theories. Online forums, social media platforms, and websites dedicated to conspiracy theories serve as key channels for the propagation of these ideas. Individuals with a predisposition towards conspiratorial thinking often find like-minded communities online, reinforcing their beliefs within echo chambers. Psychological factors also play a significant role in the susceptibility of individuals to these theories. Research suggests that individuals experiencing feelings of powerlessness or uncertainty may be more drawn to conspiracy theories as a way to regain a sense of control or understanding. The human brain has a tendency to seek patterns and explanations, and conspiracy theories can provide seemingly coherent narratives, even if they lack factual basis. Confirmation bias, the tendency to seek out information that confirms pre-existing beliefs, further contributes to the entrenchment of these views. Truth versus fiction, comparing authentic Kabbalah and conspiratorial interpretations. A fundamental difference lies in the primary focus and goals of authentic Kabbalah versus the interpretations found in conspiracy theories. Authentic Kabbalistic texts are primarily concerned with theological and spiritual matters, offering pathways for personal and collective spiritual elevation. The emphasis is on understanding the divine, fostering spiritual growth, and deepening one's relationship with God. In stark contrast, conspiracy theories involving Kabbalah are predominantly preoccupied with worldly power, manipulation, and the alleged hidden control of global events. The interpretation of symbolism also differs dramatically. The tree of life in Kabbalah is a complex symbolic representation of divine emanations and the interconnectedness of all creation, while in conspiracy theories, it is often simplistically linked to secret societies or power structures. Kabbalistic symbols, which are rich in metaphorical and allegorical meaning within their original context, are often taken out of context, misinterpreted literally, and assigned meanings that are foreign to traditional Kabbalistic understanding within conspiracy theories. While the study of Kabbalah has historically been selective, often due to its complexity and the requirement for a strong foundation in Jewish tradition, the core texts and principles are generally accessible and are the subject of extensive academic research. This openness contrasts sharply with the conspiratorial emphasis on absolute secrecy and hidden knowledge wielded by a select few. Authentic Kabbalah, while esoteric, is not inherently a secret doctrine aimed at manipulating the world. Furthermore, the ethical and moral framework of Kabbalah generally emphasizes compassion, justice, and the pursuit of spiritual refinement. This stands in stark contrast to the often malevolent intentions and actions attributed to those supposedly using Kabbalah for nefarious purposes in conspiracy theories. Why Kabbalah? Decoding the appeal of conspiracy. Several factors contribute to why Kabbalah, in particular, has become a target for conspiracy theories. Its complex and esoteric nature can make it appear mysterious and powerful to those unfamiliar with it, creating a fertile ground for misinterpretation and the projection of conspiratorial narratives. The rich and multifaceted symbolism of Kabbalah can be easily detached from its original context and assigned new, often sensational, meanings within these theories. Kabbalah's historical association with mysticism and the occult, both accurately and inaccurately, can also contribute to its inclusion in narratives of hidden knowledge and secret power. The unfamiliarity and perceived depth of Kabbalah make it an easy target for those seeking to explain complex or troubling events through simplified, often sensational, theories. The persistent role of anti-Semitism cannot be overlooked. The historical trope of Jews controlling the world through secret means often finds a modern expression in conspiracy theories involving Kabbalah. Kabbalah can be misused to reinforce age-old stereotypes of Jewish people, wielding secret and malevolent influence. Finally, the general human fascination with secrets, hidden truths, and the idea of understanding the underlying forces that shape the world makes any esoteric tradition, including Kabbalah, a potential component in broader conspiratorial narratives. The targeting of Kabbalah in conspiracy theories often reflects broader societal anxieties, prejudices, and the human tendency to seek scapegoats and hidden explanations during times of uncertainty or crisis. Conclusion: separating fact from fiction. In conclusion, authentic Kabbalah is a rich and complex spiritual tradition within Judaism, with historical roots stretching back centuries. Its core concepts, such as Ein Sof and the Sephirot, offer a profound theological framework for understanding the divine and the universe. Kabbalah has evolved through various schools of thought, each contributing unique interpretations and practices. In stark contrast, conspiracy theories involving Kabbalah rely on misinterpretations, a lack of evidence, and often tap into harmful biases and stereotypes. These theories frequently depict Kabbalah as a secret tool for manipulation wielded by shadowy figures or secret societies. It is crucial to approach information about both Kabbalah and conspiracy theories with a critical and discerning mind. Seeking out reliable and scholarly sources is essential for gaining an accurate understanding of this ancient wisdom tradition and for distinguishing it from unfounded and often harmful conspiratorial claims. By fostering a deeper understanding of Kabbalah within its proper historical and religious context, we can promote respect for diverse spiritual traditions and guard against harmful generalizations and stereotypes. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more in-depth explorations of complex topics like this video and leave your comments below.